Hey guys, it's week 3 of the Strikebackvideoathon, so I'm just going to get right into it because you guys know the drill right now. Prompt number 15 of the Strikebackvideoathon was your favourite things about BookTube, and without a doubt, one of my favourite things to start with is the sense of community and just how nice everyone is. It's like, even when you have like really big channels with like thousands and thousands of subscribers and they have hundreds of comments on there on all of their videos and stuff, even when you just sort of comment on stuff, they will still reply to you and things. You can be a complete newbie, but everyone is still so nice to you, and I absolutely love that about this community. I've never really had that in any other community. I've always had to get to know people or try my best to get to know people, and sometimes they don't reply or anything like that, so it's really nice to just be able to just start talking to people and they immediately reply and they're all really nice about it, and it's like you've been friends for years. I absolutely love that about this community. I also really love getting new book recommendations because I would be stuck. I would literally just be buying the same sort of books over and over again and probably getting rather bored, but because of this community I found so many books that I didn't know I'd even want to read, but I've now found that I really do, because I've found stuff like The Wrath of the Dawn and things like that people have constantly recommended, and so I've picked them up. I haven't actually physically read them yet, but they are now on my TBR, and I've bought them and things because of the high recommendations, and without them I probably would have never picked them up. Just generally, I just really love sharing this love of books with others, because generally, I've always grown up with a family who have loved books, and my best friend is a massive book lover. She reads more than I do, which isn't actually that difficult, but she reads constantly. But other than that, I haven't really found really bookish friends. All the other friends I've had have generally been more into TV and film, which is fine because I'm really into TV and film as well, but it feels like I finally found people who really sort of get my love of books, because we all really love books, which is amazing, quite frankly. I love that about this community. I didn't think there was ever actually going to be a community that was just about books, but here you guys are, and obviously you've got the book blogging community and stuff like that, but I find this a hell of a lot easier to navigate and sort of really get into. I find book vlogging and booktube a hell of a lot easier. I love book blogging, but vlogging I find a lot easier, which I absolutely love. Prompt number 16, which is number 2 for this video, is auto buy authors. Now I've got 5 here because for various reasons I just automatically pick up their books. Number 1, no surprise here, but Tom Fletcher. I adore this man so much, like words cannot describe how much I love this man. He is admittedly originally a musician, he is still a musician, he is in McFly, who are my favourite band ever, and I absolutely adore them. But Tom has also now gone into writing books. Tom and his bandmate Dougie also do children's books themselves, like The Dinosaur That Pooped Christmas, but that's more for like 3 to 4 year olds, whereas Tom writes more middle grade novels by himself, and I absolutely love his books. They are so fun and brilliant and very Roald Dahl-esque, and I absolutely love that about him. And also I just love seeing inside of his mind for a while, and especially with stuff like the Christmasaurus specifically. This got turned into a musical, and so Tom wrote songs for significant moments in the book and then released that, which is over here actually, the Christmasaurus musical version. And then it got turned into a stage show, and then it's being turned into a film as well, which is being directed by the same guy who did The Greatest Showman, which is insane to start with, but I'm so excited to see that. And to having the musical element in it and everything, I just hope Tom does that with all of his books. If he does it for the Creakers, I'll be ecstatic, and anything else he does like that, I would be ecstatic. But even if he doesn't, he's still an auto-buy author, because I just find his books so much fun and everything, and I love just sort of seeing inside of his head for a while and just to see what he comes up with next. I'm also going to say Tom's little sister Carrie Fletcher, because I have been a fan of Carrie's YouTube channel for a very long time. It used to be called It's Way Past My Bedtime, but now it's just Carrie Fletcher. But also I just really love Carrie's writing as well. I find Carrie's writing very easy to read, and I just really love how her personality really shines through, which I really enjoy, because I love watching Carrie's videos and just hearing what Carrie has to say about things and hearing it in sort of more in a story form, which is something that I really enjoy. So will always buy Carrie's books as well, no matter what happens, because I'm a massive fangirl and I just generally really love her writing style. Also, no surprise here, but V.E. Schwab. I will buy anything V.E. Schwab writes, literally. It doesn't matter what the storyline is, I'm buying it. I mean, I pre-ordered City of Ghosts, which is her middle grade novel, like, the minute I found out about it. I've got Vengeful on pre-order, despite the fact that I haven't read Vicious yet, and I just generally will buy any of her books ever without even stopping to read the synopsis. I will just buy them because I thoroughly enjoy her books. I find her books so interesting and so brilliant. I just can't help but absolutely love reading them. I get totally swept up in everything she writes. Literally within pages of the first book of any series or anything she writes, I'm immediately swept into it and get totally invested, and I fall in love, essentially. And I love her writing style. I love how gory she is and how brilliant her world building is and how many badass female characters she has and badass male characters and just generally brilliant badass characters. I absolutely adore her writing style. She is totally what I want in an author, to be honest, and I just absolutely love her writing. Also, Terry Pratchett. This is actually a brand new one that I bought the other day. This is going postal, and look, the envelope's actually like shiny on this, which is amazing. I've been looking for this book for a while actually, and I picked it up on Friday, which I was so excited about. But seriously, like, Terry Pratchett is just one of my favourite authors. I've literally only read 3 of his books so far and watched 3 different adaptations of his books. I'll be watching his 4th when Good Omens gets released, but I absolutely adore Terry Pratchett's work. I adore the Discworld. If you've been on this channel for more than 5 minutes, you know how much I love the Discworld. It's just such a brilliant fantasy, but it's also so funny and everything. It's absolutely hilarious to read. So many interesting, fun characters, and none of them are what you expect them to be, which I absolutely love, and how all-encompassing his world is and just how expansive his world is. There's like 40 Discworld books, which is just crazy. It's absolutely insane, but I thoroughly enjoy his books, and if I ever see another Discworld novel that I don't own, I immediately pick it up. Like, without even hesitating, I just pick up any Terry Pratchett without fail, no matter what it is. It's just, I adore his books so much, and I cannot, like, stop also buying him whenever I see him. Day number 17, which is prompt number 3, was top 10 TBR books. Now, I've got 3 on Kindle, which I really want to read, one of which is Sabriel by Garth Nix, because I've wanted to read this for such a long time. I can't actually remember how long I've wanted to read it for, but I bought it in September. No, I bought it in like June last year as a well done present to myself for getting a 2-1 in my degree, and I still haven't read it yet. I've heard so many good things about this book. I just haven't gotten around to reading it yet. I also want to read the Legion comic, because I've got one of the Legion comics so far, because I really got into the TV show in recent years. And if you don't know, Legion is the story of David Heller, who is the son of Charles Xavier in the X-Men comics, and he is one of the most powerful mutants ever. The dude is so unbelievably hyped on the power. It's unbelievable. I cannot believe the level he's at, essentially. He's just amazing. And while the TV show hasn't really gone into all of his powers as of yet, because of all the things that was going on in series 1 and how trippy it was, you never really knew if it was the bad guy's powers or if it was Legion's powers or if he actually has multiple personality disorder or whatever. The comics go into this, and I really badly want to read the comics so I can know exactly what all of David's powers are and how he really is in the comics and things like this, because David's backstory in the comics is so interesting, and I just want to see if Charles ever really finds out about his son and what he does when he finds out he has this overpowered son and things like that. I just want to know, essentially, so I have to get to that soon. And then finally, I also have Nevernight on Kindle, because I keep on hearing Clara talk about it a lot, saying it's sort of like Hogwarts for assassins, which completely and utterly sold me, and all the, like, everyone who I have seen has read it says it's really good, and I just really want to get to it and see what all the hype's about. I also obviously want to read Terry Pratchett's Going Postal, Postal because I've seen the adaptation of this years ago when Sky One did the adaptation, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was really, really funny and everything, and I just really, really loved the storyline of an ex-con trying to make the postal service work against like so much opposition and stuff, and it's just a really, really funny story. This is probably going to be the biggest Discworld novel I read because look at the size of that. But I'm really, really excited for this one. Also, I just picked this up like on Friday, so I'm really, really happy that I got it because I've been looking for it for ages, and I just generally don't want to wait for this because I now own it. I may as well read it immediately. I also want to read The Wrath of the Dawn, which I also picked up last Friday because I finally saw it and I finally got convinced to buy it because my best friend keeps on talking about how good it is, and everyone on here keeps on talking about how good it is. Also, I promised myself that I was going to read more diverse books this year, so I'm very, very excited to see how this one goes because this is based on Indian folklore, if I remember rightly. If I'm not, please correct me if I am wrong because I am not entirely sure on that. I may be wrong. If I am, please correct me. But I'm very, very excited to see how this pans out and hopefully learn a bit more about Indian folklore or myth or legend or anything like that. I'm just very, very interested. I also want to read American Gods by Neil Gaiman because I've had this for a very, very long time. Look at the size of it, which is the reason why I haven't read it yet. But I also got the DVD of the TV series for Christmas. I'm very, very interested in the TV series, but I also want to read the book because I've heard so many really good things about the book, and I just generally want to see what American Gods is all about. I will probably end up watching the TV series first, but I want to read this at some point this year. I also need to read Carry On by Rainbow Rowell because, well, because it's Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I read Fangirl like 3 years ago and I still haven't read this one. I absolutely adored Fangirl and I just really need to read Carry On because I got really, really interested in the story of Simon and Baz while I was reading Fangirl. And also my best friend keeps on telling me to read this because she absolutely adored it, and if I don't read it soon she's going to hit me. I also want to read both of the Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme by Robbie Thompson, simply because it's Doctor Strange, which I absolutely love, and Robbie Thompson, whose writing style I adore. He's written quite a lot of my favourite Supernatural episodes before he left because the writing team and that now sucks, but that's a completely different video. But I absolutely love Doctor Strange. I want to know more about Doctor Strange. Also, in the second one, he teams up with like Spider-Man and Vision and Thor and that's Captain America, Falcon. I don't actually know if he's called Cap or Falcon or what, but I know that he is Falcon as Captain America in this, and a few other characters I don't actually know about, but I thought this would be a really good one to read in the lead up to Infinity War because the Super Bowl trailer just dropped last night at time of filming, and I am so excited. So I want to get to these so I can sort of see Stephen interact with more Avengers and stuff before I see him with the Avengers, which I'm very, very excited for. So these are very high on my priority list right now. I've also got Illuminate, which I know loads of people keep on telling me to read and have been talking about this book for a very, very long time, but I only just picked it up the other day because my local Waterstones sucks and it's got barely anything in it at the moment. It's only really got sequels, which is not exactly useful. So when I saw this, I immediately picked it up because I went to a different Waterstones, and so I want to get to this at some point this year because I want to read more sci-fi, and I've heard really, really good things about this one. I also need to read Percy Jackson because I bought this again in January, and I've read all of the chapter titles in this, and I've heard so many really good things about this series. I've only ever seen the films, which I know is blasphemy, but I'm very, very far behind on the reading game, but I really want to read Percy Jackson just to see what the fuss is about, and I'm also quite interested in how Greek mythology works in this. And then finally, I want to read Six of Crows again because my best friend is going to kill me and probably beat me to death with this book if I don't read it soon. She keeps on telling me just how good it is and that I really, really need to read it. I just haven't got the chance to yet. Also, everyone on here keeps on talking about how good it is. If I don't read it soon, again, I think you guys are going to kill me, so I'm going to read this soon as well. Day number 18 was series that I want to finish, and number 1 on that is a series of unfortunate events. I'm literally on book 6 right now. I have not picked this up since last year because I found the stories were getting slightly sort of very, very samey and very, very similar, but now the books are getting slightly longer now because they've started getting into the VFD and things like that. I really want to finish this series. I never finished it as a kid, and I really badly want to. I also really want to finish Skullduggery Pleasant. I read book 3 last year and then got distracted by Thor and mythology and things like that, and NaNoWriMo in general, so I never actually got onto the 4th one, and the 3rd one left it on a massive, massive cliffhanger, so I want to read the next one. My only problem is that I've got book 4 and book 5, and then I can't get the rest of them in this cover. And so I've now asked for my birthday in March for the new covers, which aren't as nice, but then I can at least have them all matching. So I may wait until I get that, so then maybe I can sort of not have to wait ages and after I've read book 5 to get to the next one because I keep on putting it off. I don't know, but I'm going to get to this as soon as possible. Obviously, I want to read more Discworld because I've only read 3 of them so far, and this one is very high on my priority list, but so is the We Free Men, that entire series, the Weird Sisters, the Colour of Magic and the Light Fantastic, and basically every single Discworld book I desperately want to read. Then prompt number 20, because number 19 was about monetisation, and quite frankly I don't think I'm educated enough to talk about monetisation that much because I've only been doing this for a little while. I'm nowhere near ready to be monetised because I've only got 100 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you so much for subscribing, but it's like I don't know enough about monetisation to like really go into it, to be honest, so I would much rather leave that to more educated people in this subject like G Swizz, like that bookie, and a whole load of other people. I will leave links down below to anybody who I think can talk about this better than I can, because I feel like my voice would just be a very, very naive one. I'd rather not fill up that space with potentially wrong information, essentially, so I'm just going to skip that one for now. Number 20 was 5 small booktuber shout-outs, and to start with I just want to shout out that bookie, Ben Sanders and G Swizz for creating the Strikebackvideoathon, because it's been an amazing experience so far. It's really, really encouraged me to comment more on other people's videos and to watch other people's videos compared to the same sort of 4 that I was just watching, which has been an incredible experience. I've also subscribed to so many more people and found so many more people, which has been great, and this has just generally been a really, really fun experience, so I have to shout those guys out because they created this entire thing and it has been a joy to do. I also want to shout out McKinley at McKinley's Bookshelf, because she does so many like book hauls and book recommendations for LGBT books, and quite frankly I feel like I am really far behind in the LGBT books front because I am myself asexual, so it's like I always want to read more books with characters on the LGBT spectrum, and I always go to her to find more recommendations of LGBT books because that is one of McKinley's Bookshelf's main things, which has been absolutely amazing to watch. So if you guys want to see any more videos to do with LGBT books, I would definitely check out McKinley's Bookshelf. I also want to shout out Literary Gladiator, specifically Josh, because Josh has been supporting my channel ever since the first video I posted practically, and he's been such a great friend, and talking to him has been an absolute joy, and sort of comparing our thoughts and stuff like the curious incident of the dog in the nighttime and things like that has been absolutely incredible. His channel also includes a hell of a lot of other people, and they talk about diverse books and do discussions on books, and they do tags and create tags and stuff, so they're a really, really fun channel to check out, and I would definitely recommend checking them out. And I also want to shout out Ali at Ali Rose Reads, because she has been so kind to me in recent months, ever since we started talking in the group chat, and she's great fun to talk to. She also is really, really into Star Wars, so if you're a big Star Wars fan, definitely go check her out. And also she does travel vlogs and things like that, which are really, really interesting and really made me want to travel more. So if you're really into travel and everything like that, I'd definitely check out Ali Rose Reads. That was technically 6, but who cares? There's never enough people to shout out on BookTube, so I'm just going to shout everybody out that I can. Finally, the final prompt was your favourite moment on BookTube so far. It's definitely got to be this so far. The Strikebackvideoathon has been absolutely amazing to do because, like I said, I've found so many new BookTubers and so many more people to watch. It's been absolutely incredible, and it's also really, really encouraged me to like watch more booktubers and comment on their videos more and really, really support them, because before I was a bit of a lurker And I kept on lurking on videos and watching them but never really commenting on them, and now I'm starting to comment more and watch more people and stuff like that. And it's really, really encouraged me to just start talking more and supporting more people instead of just sort of lurking and only commenting on like 3 or 4 people I was more comfortable talking to, because this has really sort of shown me just how nice and kind this community is, which has been incredible. So I have to say the Strikeback Videoathon has been so much fun and it's taught me so much, so this is definitely my favourite thing about BookTube so far. But that is currently all the questions for week 3. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Tell me down below any of the answers to any of these questions, especially if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned. Please tell me down below what you thought of them, or any other books you want to recommend me, or any other booktubers you reckon I should be watching. Please tell me those down below, because that would be great. I'll also leave a link down below to all of my social media and my blog if you want to check any of those out. My blog is generally where I post reviews on all the books that I read, or TBRs or anything like that. Right now my January wrap up and February TBR is on my blog, so I'll leave the link to that down below. If you want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. But I hope you enjoyed this video, but until next time guys, bye!